I'm Donna Bell. Welcome to this extended edition of Time Travel Plus. This is an exclusive production of WJHG News Channel 7 in Panama City, Florida, where we step back in time and take a look at stories that made headlines in years gone by. In this episode, we're taking a look at 1989, when Miracle Strip Amusement Park was a Panama City Beach hotspot. Bob Hope made visits to the area. Mexico Beach was going through a development boom, and seaweed was such a huge problem that it created massive piles along local beaches. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our trip back in time as we explore the year 1989.
One proposal before the Department of Transportation would call for a new bridge to run along the Hathaway, where the old bridge used to be. That would mean widening 98 for a mile on either end of the bridge, and according to Jack Mashburn of the Citizens Advisory Committee, destroying businesses like these.
The No Lane Lounge, the parking area in particular, and maybe the building itself, it would certainly take in Jerry Anderson's seafood place. It would take in the solar tent business next. Then it would take in the Toyota place. It would completely destroy that.
Which in the long run could turn into millions of dollars in lost revenue for Bay County. But Mashburn says his committee has another idea. Their middle bridge concept would run from 23rd Street, somewhere between Mound and Michigan Avenues, to just north of the Hathaway. That bridge would relieve traffic on the current bridge by giving drivers an alternate route.
Of two four-lane arteries feeding off of 231 to help divert some of the traffic out of Panama City. None of that traffic would ever be blocked by a railroad track.
By building the new bridge away from the Hathaway, it could also prevent an accident like the one in Pensacola, where a barge knocked their bridge out of commission. The middle bridge would cost a little more than putting one alongside the Hathaway and would be a little longer. And Mashburn says he's not sure how many, if any, homes would have to be destroyed to build his committee's bridge plan.
One thing everyone seems to agree on is there's just too much traffic here on the Hathaway Bridge. In fact, by the year 2015, the Department of Transportation predicts traffic will double over the bridge. So something needs to be done. Angie Duffield, TV 7 News.
Beginning today, no one is allowed to walk through these doors smoking a cigarette, or smoking anything for that matter. Bay Medical Center is now a smoke-free hospital.
The purpose of the policy is to have an environment that promotes health, rather than an environment that actually encourages ill health if there is smoke in that environment.
If you want to smoke at Bay Medical, you can do it outside. Under the new policy, absolutely no smoking is allowed inside. No exceptions. That makes some people unhappy.
The people that smoke pay just as much tax as people that don't smoke. And this is a tax-funded municipality.
We anticipate some negative impact amongst our employees and the public from this decision, but we're willing to stick with it and support it because of the nature of our mission, again, which is the prevention of disease and the promotion of health.
But the smoke-free policy has won support from, well, even smokers.
Even though I do smoke, I do support this decision and support the policy wholeheartedly.
And has even led some employees to kick the habit.
It's going to be tough, but I'm going to give it one heck of a try. I have smoked for many, many years, and when this policy came into being, it helped me to make up my mind to say, this is it. I am going to quit.
M.B. Miller says he quit the day the Surgeon General announced smoking is bad for your health.
I'll tell you this, no question in my mind, had I not stopped, I wouldn't be standing here today. I'd been long gone.
With its new no-smoking policy, Bay Medical now joins the growing number of Florida hospitals that have gone to a smoke-free environment. Sally Kidd, TV7 News.
Less than 20% of eligible voters in Panama City turned out to the polls during city elections on Tuesday, but those who showed up overwhelmingly voiced satisfaction with the 3 incumbent commissioners and mayor who were up for re-election. Panama City Mayor Jerry Clemens won his 5th term in office, soundly defeating challenger Philip Krigler 2,573 votes to 646 in the only at-large city race. Clemens says he'll continue to run an efficient government.
Jim, we'll continue to try to provide first-class municipal services and in a cost-efficient manner. That's been the pattern so far, and that's what we intend to continue doing.
In Ward 1, incumbent Commissioner Donna Mortland won a 3rd term to office, beating challenger Winifred Resnikoff 860 votes to 237. Mortland talked about the issues she'll continue to pursue.
We will continue to work, especially on the drainage problems that we're having in the residential areas, and continue our efforts in this area for improved road conditions.
In the Ward 2 commission race, it was incumbent Jonathan Wilson who was appointed to serve out the term of Tim Brooks, who was removed from office by Governor Bob Martinez, who won re-election to that seat by a wide margin. Wilson, with 758 votes, beat challenger James Kelly with 140 votes.
I call this a vote of confidence of the people. It's when you're appointed, you really don't know how everybody feels. Then you get out and try to do a good job, and they give you this kind of vote that makes you feel good.
In Ward 4, incumbent Commissioner A.C. Littleton Jr., with 475 votes, had no problems beating Republican challenger Michael Lenhart with 138. Littleton also begins his 3rd term in office.
City is in real sound financial condition right now and very sound fiscally. And I think for the most part, the people are pleased. So I'm real pleased, and I'm also pleased to see that the others in this administration were put back in office, and I think that's a statement for the community.
80 absentee ballots that were returned will not affect any of the races. Jim Sagina, TV7 News.
If you haven't been to Mexico Beach recently, you might be amazed. This seaside community in southeastern Bay County is on the move.
Construction is underway on a large new motel. Additions are being made to another. New homes and apartments are planned. New docking facilities have recently been completed. And there's a spirit of vitality, as City Administrator John McInnes told us today.
Bill, we've got a lot of improvements going on that are centered around what we consider quality of life improvements for our most valuable asset, and that's the people in Mexico Beach. Recently, the state and the county have assisted us in revamping our canal system. We've got public restrooms. We've got boat slips for the people that visit us and our people, fishing decks. We've repaired the city pier. There's a massive paving program going on. There's hotel construction going on, and a general cleanup campaign.
And why this sudden growth?
Some people have realized that we do have a beautiful little community community here, and they're coming in and they're adding more quality. They're putting in stores, giving our citizens a variety.
McInnes says Mexico Beach doesn't want to be characterized as a boom town, and although tourists are welcome, there are certain things that will not be done to lure them.
We'd like to have them come, but you're not going to be driving up highways and seeing Visit Mexico Beach on every signboard. Our traffic is word of mouth. Once people come here and spend a week or spend a weekend, they always seem to come back.
Many communities in Florida are searching for an identity. Not Mexico Beach. It just wants to improve on what it already has. Bill Oberst, TV 7 News.
School officials and dignitaries toured 4 schools in need of major renovations as Superintendent Jack Simonson pushes for funding a long-range 5-year, $35 million construction plan. A number of schools are in need of dire repair. New equipment is needed as that in place is antiquated and is costing more to keep in service. Outdated facilities are also causing safety and health concerns. For example, officials say the health department has warned school administrators that the kitchen area at Jenks Middle School would be shut down if improvements were not made to bring the facility up to standards.
The exhaust system is not adequate, and the health department has told us that we don't have all of the cooking utensils and things that need to be under the hood. And if we aren't able to correct that, they'll have to close us down for that particular reason.
Superintendent Simonson feels that action is needed on the matter now.
We cannot labor under false economies any longer. While it might be politically expedient to keep taxes as low as possible, it certainly is not in serving the best interest of our young people that we do so.
As for funding, Simonson says he'll ask the school board to continue to levy a $1.5 million capital outlay tax.
47 of the counties in the state are currently assessing the maximum capital outlay tax and are asking the legislature to increase it. In Bay County, we never bothered to assess it until we decided to build Merritt Brown and Surfside middle schools. And even this year, we're not assessing 1.5, we're assessing 1.15. Basically, we've shortchanged the young people in this county.
School board member Earl Cochran would not commit himself on that issue, but he did make his feelings known.
I know it's a sensitive issue. When you start talking about raising taxes, people want to get after you. And, you know, I don't like to pay it any more than the next fellow, but when I see what our children are putting up with, I just think it's my responsibility as a board member to try to do something about it.
Jim Sagina, TV 7 News.
It's been a trying time for beach owners and beach officials trying to explain to tourists what that brown weed is and why it's taking so long to clean it up. The Tourist Development Council has been working on the problem, and finally the beaches are beginning to look white again.
This past weekend, we had really put a dent in our seaweed problem here in Panama City Beach. We had 15 pieces of equipment out here Friday and Saturday. We had to stop burying the seaweed Saturday. DNR had come out and asked us with the sea turtle nesting season to back off the burying the seaweed. So we did that. We're trying to stay just on top of the surface and just move the seaweed into smaller piles and to put some sand over it to cover it up until we can get through this sea turtle nesting season.
Some property owners, however, say their part of the beach has not been cleaned up as promised.
I understand that they are doing the best that they can and they are trying to get additional equipment. I did attend the TDC meeting and all of that was explained to us. It was also explained that our end of the beach should be serviced at least every 5 days. Well, it's been almost 2 weeks and we still haven't seen any equipment, only to see it go by. Okay, I'm getting a little concerned. Our residents are also getting pretty concerned.
Our regular beach contractor has his 2 machines and rakes that'll be working double shifts 7 days a week. So we've got them still working. We've got a couple other smaller tractors that are still working, and we're trying to just play it by ear now.
The seaweed problem is beginning to let up out in the Gulf, but the recent surge of June grass has been a problem along the entire coast.
It's running the whole Gulf Coast. There's several places, Galveston, Texas, they're leaving theirs pile up. It's 3 and 4 foot deep over there. Just south of us at St. Joe Beach, it's 3 to 4 foot deep there from the water's edge to the
dune line. So it's just a mess on the whole Gulf Coast.
Panama City Beach officials say the cleanup process will continue to make the world's most beautiful beaches once again just that. Amy Hoyt, TV7 News.
Northwest Florida is a virtual paradise for divers. The region's many lakes, springs, and sinkholes offer outstanding underwater scenery, but the surface appearance of the crystal clear water often provides little clue to the dangers that await underneath. Underwater cave diving has proved a particularly dangerous sport in Florida. Since 1960, more than 180 divers have died in underwater Florida caves. That's approximately half of the total cave deaths in the United States. Jackson County Sheriff Johnny McDaniel says the Jackson County caves have proved unusually fatal to divers.
Even cave diving instructors have lost their lives, but usually when you find that, you'll find that you have inexperienced people that are diving with a certified cave diver, and they get in trouble and the dive instructor tries to help them, and that's when the problems start.
Some of the county's underwater cave systems have been professionally explored and mapped for distances approaching 3,600 feet. While many people have safely dived in and explored these caves, others have not.
Out of 310 fatalities since 1960, 302 of them have been divers who have not received any formal training in cave diving. And formal training in cave diving has been pretty well proven with track record to be the way to go to prevent accidents.
As diving continues to increase in popularity, there are concerns that the number of inexperienced people meeting their deaths underwater will also grow. Some instructors are strongly cautioning their students about going into the underwater crevices.
We ask if anybody's going to take it that they go to NSS or NACD and take a nationally sanctioned cave diving course. And short of taking that course, it's not safe.
On Merritt's Mill Pond in Jackson County, Dale Cox, TV7 News.
This is why most visitors come here, to spend time on the beach. But someday, if beach officials have their way, this may be another reason: car racing. Today, beach councilmen took another step in their plans for a multi-purpose sports facility, one that would include a racetrack.
City Council authorized myself and the city manager to further negotiate with landowners to get an option on certain properties that we could use to trade to St. Joe Paper Company for a sports complex. What this does, it allows us to place an option to purchase the land pending full council approval.
For the past 2 years, beach officials have been negotiating with St. Joe Paper Company in hopes of arranging a land swap. Mayor Philip Griffith says they're closer now than ever before.
Now that we hope that we can lock that in without putting any undue restrictions on the city, and this gives us the opportunity to make this offer pending council approval. And there's been a lot of interest from outside companies regarding the construction and private development of a track, and I think it's a big step. I think we're fixing to see some great things come out of this.
Griffith says negotiations will involve the swap of some 700 acres of land in Gulf County for land approximately 10 miles north of Panama City Beach, 4 miles west of Highway 79. Once a deal is negotiated, though, it must be approved by beach councilmen before it becomes official. On Panama City Beach, Sally Kidd, TV7 News. These dolphins are new residents here at Gulf World. After 3 days of unsuccessful attempts, a crew managed to capture these 4, and despite protests by a group called the Sea Shepherds, the park will continue catches like this one.
We have a permit for 6 Atlantic bottlenose dolphin, of which we have 4 now. As soon as these become acclimated and we feel comfortable that everything's okay with these 4, then we will catch 2 more and complete our permit.
Most of the dolphins swimming in the nets didn't meet the size and age requirements outlined in the federal permit, so they were set free. And although the Sea Shepherds say they want all the dolphins turned loose, the park's owners say they are working for the same cause, sort of.
Is that we love marine mammals, we want to protect marine mammals, and we want people to know about marine mammals. It's just how do we accomplish that seems to be the main differences in the goals and objectives of Sea Shepherds and marine parks like Gulf World.
Park owners say the dolphins are important for 2 reasons: to give people a chance to learn about the sea mammals and to prevent more catches in the future.
We're providing an opportunity here to breed our own dolphin in captivity, so that in the future we hope that we won't have to go out in the wild and capture additional dolphins. That seems to be the
Angie Duffield, TV 7 News.
Bob Hope has been coming to the Panhandle for years to see his old friend Bob Gates and to bring with him an all-star benefit show. This year, Hope brought with him Miss USA 1989 Gretchen Palamas, but she's not the only one the audience can plan on seeing at Thursday night's performance.
We got Lee with us, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
And Crystal Gale and George Lindsay. So I think we'll have a lot of fun.
Hope's show business career has kept him traveling an awfully long time, but he's still on the road.
I'm going to leave on the 17th of this month for Taiwan, Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Malaysia. Just doing shows, playing golf.
Is there any place that you haven't been that you'd like to go?
Yeah, home.
The Thursday evening benefit show will begin at Joe Etheridge Stadium in Fort Walton Beach at 7 o'clock. The show will feature Bob Hope, Miss USA, Lee Greenwood, Crystal Gale, and George Lindsay. With Bob Hope at the Destin Airport, David Reinhardt, TV 7 News.
Not too long ago, secretaries were hired to answer phones, type, and take shorthand. Today, however, the skills required have increased dramatically. The role of the office professional now includes keyboarding, which is typing on a personal computer, layout and printing, graphics, and word processing. And typewriters are rapidly becoming obsolete.
In today's office, you need to be able to use a variety of software, from word processing to computerized accounting, electronic mail. You also need to be able to make decisions.
If you're considering a career as a secretary, Gulf Coast Community College is a good place to start. They offer a 2-year associate in science degree and a 1-year certificate program.
There's a lot more to it than what I actually thought. It's not just typing. You get into learning computers and word processing and data processing. And
Why did you choose this field?
Well, I thought it would help me out a lot to be able to get a job for a lawyer. I don't want to go in there with no experience or anything. This has really helped a lot. It's got me prepared.
As part of the changing role of the secretary, this week has been set aside to honor those in the career field. National Secretary Day is April 26th. Amy Hoyt, TV 7 News.
Hello again, everybody. Tom McGinnis along with you, and let's talk right off the bat about the weather. There had been a lot of concern coming in about the waves and about possible rain, so we look at the weather conditions, and it's a beautiful day for racing. The weather has cleared. It is about 74 degrees. The wind's a little bit out of the northwest at about 9 miles per hour, and right now there is about a 2 or 3 foot chop in the Gulf. Now, joining me today for our coverage are a couple people up here. We are situated atop the Edgewater condominiums On my right is Bobby Miller, the PR director with the OPVRA, and of course Scott Rossman, my partner at TV7 Sports. They will be bringing us coverage as well.
Thank you, Tom. We're at the Dan Russell Pier. Quite a number of people are here at the pier doing a little fishing and getting ready to do a little boat racing watching.
And also joining us for coverage at the easternmost portion of the beach, and down there we have Ron Jones, and he joins us from that edge of the race course. Ron?
Thanks, Tom. We have quite a few spectators here also on the beach. We're just here at the east turn. As you know, the race starts at the tower on Panama City Beach. It looks like it's going to be good. The weather looks good, and we just hope for the best.
Okay, Ron, thank you. I might mention that the start-finish line has been moved to right off our vantage point. It had been set for the Miracle Strip Tower, and yet it is right here, so we are in perfect position to show you the boats.
Well, Tom and Scott, this is what the off-season time has given for the racers. It's given them a time to prepare, to get ready for the season, which is now starting.
When all the racers hit town this week, the spot where most of them converged was right around the Bay Point Marina.
In addition to the spectator fleet, plus our regular customers and the regular transient yachts that we may have in the marina, we also have about 25 to 30 volunteer patrol boats that are here in the marina, and those are strictly voluntary. We also have some Coast Guard vessels that will come in. We'll have some law enforcement vessels and salvage vessels, so the place will be absolutely mobbed.
So perhaps the obvious question for Scott Bird is, why do it? Why put in so much time for this event?
It's fun. It's good for our business, and I enjoy it. It's a fun event. It ties in nicely with the other event, the Billfish Tournament. These are the two events that the marina does every year, and they complement each other, and both of them appeal to a different crowd, and we have a lot of fun with both of them.
And we have had a lot of fun here today. We are pretty much wrapped up. I want to thank Rick Hurst and Ron Jones, who covered the flanks for us, and of course Bobby Miller and Scott Rossman, who were with me on the top of the Edgewater condominiums here, and of course the people here at the Edgewater, the OPBRA and the GCORA, who are so nice and helped us throughout the week. Thank you for joining us, and so long, everybody.
Finding funds to pay for renourishing areas like this one is a challenge now before the TDC. Ideas are being formed.
We have the option of getting a special act through the legislature to add a 1 cent tourist tax, so to speak, on food and beverage in the taxing district, which would produce enough money to take care of the beaches forever with that one.
Other funding options include an ad valorem tax increase countywide or within a special taxing district, collecting a front foot assessment fee from Gulffront landowners, or adding a 3rd cent to the bed tax. But hotel owners within Panama City Beach city limits are already collecting more tax than their counterparts.
There's a wall where you're going to start getting customer resistance, and I think it's around 10%. And right now in the city limits of Panama City Beach, there's 9.5% that's collected, and I think it's more than the consumers are willing to pay.
To make a 3rd cent tax fair, one idea is to consolidate the beach into a single municipality.
3rd cent could be divided into some for renourishment, designated ½ cent to renourishment, the other ½ cent to a facility or an area of some kind that we can enhance our resort area that will help us provide more for the visitor that comes down here that's paying the tax.
One troubling aspect of beach renourishment is that millions of dollars could be spent renourishing these beaches, and it could all be washed away with the next major hurricane. On the beach, Sally Kidd, TV7 News.
We hope you enjoyed this trip back in time. Join us every Tuesday for this time travel exclusive only on News Channel 7+.